Hey everybody, I am going to make a quick tutorial to help us all build our MA TESOL portfolio using Google Sites. So head on over to Google, make sure you are signed in, and I'm going to show you the way I'm going to get in is through Google Drive. Go to your Drive, click on New. Depending on which applications you use, what pops up for new might look different for you, but you're going to make your way to Google Sites. So for me, I have to go to More and then drop down here to Google. Once you have a blank template for Google Sites, it should look like what is taking a long time to come up. There are old Google Sites and new Google Sites. So what I'm going to be using is new Google Sites, and it should look basically like this. So first of all, you can title your portfolio. Give it any name you'd like, but maybe I'm going to just go ahead and do my last name, MA TESOL. Okay, so for aesthetics, you can do a lot of things to make your page look pretty, look fancy, whatever. I'll show you a couple of those tricks after I get through the basics. For now, this is going to be your landing page, your home page. If you want to add text to your home page, you just simply go over here to the toolbox, click on text box, and that will bring up a little text box. So here you can write, for example, welcome to my MA TESOL portfolio. In this portfolio, you can list what's inside the different pages and subpages, or you can just simply say welcome to my portfolio, or anything else you want to do to introduce yourself to this portfolio. You can do a few things here: bolding, italicizing, centering. You can choose to make it title font or heading font or subheading font. So you can play around with that. You can also go over here to the color wheel and you can give it different types of emphasis based on shading, so that's up to you. Okay, so that's just our home page. Now we're going to go to the three main parts in our portfolio. You all have received a handout outlining what goes in the portfolio. The three main parts are an introduction, a section on instructional practice, and a section on professional responsibility. So to create our first part, which is the introduction, we're going to go over here to Pages. And this, like I said, is our home page. So now we're going to build Part 1. So Part 1 should say Part 1. Introduction. That will be the name of everyone's first page. Click Done. Okay, so again, you can make this as fancy or basic as you want it. When you click on header type, you can have it be title only, you can have it be a banner, you can have it be a large banner. If you would like, you can put an image behind it. You can either go from your Google Drive or you can upload from your computer. Let's see, I will pick this class picture with my students. And if I can get past my recording button. So that is my Part 1 introduction. If I think that banner is too big, I can change it to a smaller banner. Okay, so again, if you want to add any information here on your introduction, like a blurb about what this page is, what's entailed in this section, you can do so by adding a text box. The other thing you can do is just dive into the parts of this page. If you click on Part 1 Introduction, this is your landing for Part 1. Go to these three dots over here, click on them, and now we're going to create a subpage. You have two main subpages in this section. One is your teaching philosophy. So we're going to create that. When you get to your teaching philosophy page, let's go over here to Insert. And the cool thing about Google Sites is that it's all connected to your Drive. So if I want to, for example, add my teaching philosophy statement, let's say that it's in my drive, I would go over here to my drive. Let's see, I'm just going to click on this folder, and then it's going to bring up this document. I'll click on that document, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that document. This is not my teaching philosophy statement, it's just a sample document. So once that's in place, now I have this document that can be viewed by other people if I've set the sharing buttons appropriately. If I want to, I can insert a text box, and if I want that text box to be above my document, I just drag it right above there, and now I can add here a statement about my teaching philosophy. Teaching philosophy statements are a reflection of, etc., etc. Okay, so I could do that if I wanted. Maybe I want that to stand out a little bit. Okay, so that's your teaching philosophy page. Simple. We're going to go back over here to introduction. The next page we have to add is narrative about teaching philosophy. Okay, so the next part that we're going to add, pages again, is a new full landing site. This one is part 2, instructional practice. My chickens have come to the deck. If you hear little noises, that's what that is. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add part 3 to 3, and that is professional responsibility. Okay, so each of these have subpages. Under part 2, we're going to create a subpage. One of our subpages is a sample unit plan. We're going to add another subpage. And these are all just coming out of your portfolio guidelines. The other one is a narrative on unit plan. And then let's see, we have delivery of lesson plan. So there's one lesson you'll have to deliver, make a video recording, reflect on how the lesson went. Those details are also provided in your guidelines. And then based on that delivery, you're going to write a narrative on lesson plan delivery. Okay. Under professional responsibility, we're going to have 3 parts there. Oh, Delilah, my chicken literally is on my keyboard right now. Okay, stay there. Okay, professional responsibility. The first one is a narrative on professionalism. This is where you essentially discuss what professionalism means to you and how you stay involved in your professional development in your career. The next subpage that we're going to add here is CV or resume. So that's something that's going to be in here, and that will, of course, evolve over time. And then we're going to also add our sample cover letter. This is just good practice to learn how to write a cover letter. And I realize now that I made this a main page rather than a sub page. Oh no, that's good. Okay, so those are our parts. Within each part, you have a lot of room for creativity, as I mentioned. Under delivery of lesson plan, This is a place where we would like to see a video of your teaching. So if you have put it somewhere, for example, on another website or some type of online format that you can connect to, you can actually embed that URL and it will end up here in your page. It might be easier to upload it to a private or public YouTube channel as you feel comfortable, and then you can add that here. And of course, documents, your lesson plan, you can add charts, forms, you can add PowerPoint slides. So if you did use a PowerPoint in your lesson and you want to include the PowerPoint that you used, you can include it here. And then you've got room to add images. I think these are really sort of the main aspects that you need to know about. There's so much more you can do here. You can divide sections, just simply adding lines between sections if you want. We'll add a text box here. And we'll add an image. See, we can search by Google Images. We can go to My Albums. We can go to Google Drive. I'll put this one in. My friend Khadija. You can go over here and put background on your picture if you want. You can also drag pictures, so if you want to have it centered, you pull it along. If you want to have it off to the left or the right, you just drag it. And let's see if we want to go to YouTube. Let's see, Amahoro Secondary School. Let's see if anything comes up. Yes. So we'll select that and we'll drop it in. This was the opening party at the school that I helped get built in Tanzania. So that's basically how this works. If you cruise over here to themes, you can pick on different themes that will give you different fonts in your header. You can also pick different color schemes. So we will let you get as creative as you want. The main thing is that you have to have those 3 core pages, which are part 1, part 2, and part 3, and the sub-pages for each part that correspond with the requirements for the portfolio. So and each has a drop-down. So it's pulling up on the delivery of lesson. If I go to teaching philosophy, that's the only other place I put something. Here's our teaching philosophy statement page. And, oops, sorry, it's a little bit slow. Okay, well, we got out of there somehow. Anyway, go to the view and you can see what people are going to see whenever they go to your page. So, YouTube for how to build a Google Sites website. And here's a sample portfolio that I think we've shared with you in the guidelines to your MA TESOL portfolio. It basically just gives you a look at a potentially put together version, but it's really, it's not much better than what I just walked you through. So, time to get building, time to figure out how you want your whole website to look, and we're happy to help. Okay, good luck.